This is the Mystery Ranch Marshall. Comes in at 6,405 cubic inches. It weighs 7.5 pounds. Retails around 650 bucks. Now, if you're familiar with any of the other packs in the Mystery Ranch lineup, this one's going to be quite a bit different. You've got the same incredibly spacious lid on the top as you do the Beartooth. We're actually going to pop that off right away. I always love that the lids are fully removable. We'll set that aside and just give a quick overview of this pack before we load it up, because there's a lot to cover here. So you've got these straps that come from a single point right here, and that attaches directly to the frame. So unlike the Beartooth with the horseshoe zip, this has a large drawstring top, and it will be a little bit expandable if you really need to overload it. I can't imagine you ever would though with a bag this size. You've got your side zip here, just like you do on the Metcalf, and it actually comes with a organization pouch. That's, I'd say, really handy. Having that side zipper with a pouch is really great. The side zipper without the pouch, I don't see a ton of use in the zipper then, but having something that's easy to access, a quick way to organize this pack a little bit more, that's an awesome feature. On the outside, you've also got these two very large, I can fit my whole arm in there, sleeves with a side zipper, so it's not a top down. You could fit two 85mm spotting scopes in here. These are huge. There's a ton of space right here. You could fit rain gear, insulation layers, whatever you want. I'd definitely recommend putting something lighter weight if you can on the outside of a pack, but it's also a great option for a spotting scope because it's going to be quick access. And then what's pretty unique about this pack is the bottom end. You've actually got, it's going to be hard to see here. Yeah, there we go. You've got this dividing shelf. So you can put your sleeping bag, your sleeping pad, everything you can fit down here that's going to be lightweight and take up a lot of volume. And then the rest of your stuff can go on top, and there's an actual divider. So if you want to just pull out your sleeping bag, throw up your tent and keep moving, you don't have to unpack the rest of your bag. Pretty awesome if you're coming in with not a lot of daylight left and you want to try and catch an afternoon hunt. We'll talk more about the benefits of that in a bit, but let's get into the innards of this bag. There's one more zipper that I forgot to mention. And it's just another side zip on this side. There's attachment points if you want to do another bag, internal bag, but yeah, more access to the inside of the bag. Inside, no mesh pockets or anything, plenty of space, and then you've still got your hydration pouch pocket. So pretty simple on the inside of the bag, aside from the dividing strap here that separates the bottom half of the bag from the upper half of the bag. Now let's go ahead and load this up. This is not the right amount of gear for this bag, but for the sake of this video, all the other packs that I've filled up, I'm just going to keep the same gear and show you how it looks in this pack. Obviously, this pack is meant for serious extended trips where you're packing a lot of gear, cold weather trips and stuff. This is going to be a serious expedition pack. This is actually something that I didn't know. The lid on the Marshall comes with some backpacking straps, so if you were just going, trying to drop your pack and go on a stalk, you could throw these straps on your back and just take the lid. That's pretty cool, actually. I was not aware of that. They are sewn in, so they're not going to be removable, which some of you may want to just cut that off. It's an interesting little feature though. So here we are, 2 days worth of gear. This is not even touching the max capacity of this pack. I'll go through, pull everything out like I have on the previous ones, Start with the lid. Plenty of room to put full-size water bottle and everything else that you might need quick access to. And that's just half the lid. So if I'm doing a multi-day hike, I'm gonna have this one probably filled with snacks. Plenty of room for that. Come back to the main portion of the bag, and you have more options for organization. So I was able to fit a jet boil and my first aid kit just in these external pockets, along with a mid layer and a small spotting scope. The nice thing about these pockets is they're big enough to fit a 85mm spotting scope. About anything other than probably a BTX would fit just fine in those pockets. Tripod on the side. And we'll undo these top two clips. Actually, let's start by showing off the side zipper here. It gives you access to this bag. And again, like I said, I do not have enough stuff to fill this pack, but I got some spare supplies in there, cordage, clips, whatever, insulation layer. I like being able to stuff it into the pack just from the side, not having to undo the top, take the lid off and everything. So I do appreciate that. We're actually gonna zip that back up. Tent, meals, all of the goodies. Now you might be thinking that this is too much storage. And I won't say you're wrong, but there is a certain time when you really want all of this external storage. Depends on who you are, but if I'm doing a extended cold weather backpacking trip, I'm gonna want one of these pockets to be filled with insulation layers. I'm gonna want one of these pockets to have a spotting scope in it. I'm gonna want this side pouch, this internal storage pouch. Probably gonna have supplies in here, but it's gonna be quite a bit more. Just little things that I might need and I wanna keep organized. The lid is gonna be full of food. It's gonna be full of my InReach knives, that kind of stuff. And then obviously there's plenty of room in the main compartment for all your sleeping stuff, all your layers, all your peak meals, jet boil, everything else. Now, what I really like about this pack is having the sleeping bag compartment separate. And I'll tell you why. It's actually because what you can do with this pack, it's big enough that when you kill, you don't even need to go to the load shelf. You've got this internal piece of fabric here that you can tighten up, and you can really put like a whole hindquarter bone inside this pack if you want to. If you bring a trash bag, it keeps your pack from getting bloody. It's always nice, but you don't have to go to the meat shelf. And what that does is it helps keep the rest of your gear close to your body still. So if you're going in for a 4 or 5 day hunt, you're gonna have a lot of weight just in equipment and gear when you're packing out. On top of that, you've got an elk quarter. So you can put that quarter inside the bag, layer all of your heavy items around it, and that'll keep the weight a lot closer to your back. So the flip side of that is if you were to use a meat shelf, that quarter is going to be pushing this bag out, and you're not going to be able to get that weight quite as close to you. Austin runs this bag a lot. This is his main pack for guiding, everywhere from Alaska to New Mexico. And he says that he almost never uses the meat shelf. If you've got this pack so full that you need to use that load shelf, you're probably carrying too much weight, and you should really think about making 2 trips. So this is a pretty serious option. It's for the guy that is not trying to do day hunts. This is going to be a lot if it's on your back and you've just got, a couple items in it for a day hunt. But like I noticed, this lid, it comes with backpacking straps. So if you are just trying to go for a morning, you can throw everything you need in here and go. Just be quick and light. So I do appreciate that. This is a behemoth of a bag though. It's heavy, it's expensive, it's quality, but there's also a lot of features. So if you purchase this bag and you haven't really understood it, you haven't taken the time to learn this bag before you go on a big, hunt of a lifetime, that's a mistake. If you buy this bag, you should load it up with all of your gear, see where you like everything, see how you want to change the way that you pack based on the pack itself, and then go on your hunt. You don't want to try and worry about those things at home, because this pack in particular, it's a monster, and you don't want to be fumbling around upset because there's so many zippers that you don't understand them. Once you know this pack, it's great. If you don't know this pack, it's gonna be a mess. So be cautious of that. Definitely know your gear before you go out. As with anything, that is one of the biggest factors in how successful, or how happy your hunt is, I should say. So that's it for the Marshall. That's it on this pack. I've got a full video that runs through the entire lineup of Mystery Ranch products. That video is in the card above or the end screen right here. If you like this video, hit the like button, subscribe to our channel if you want more, and thanks for watching.